Hi, everybody. It's always nice to be with you on these Thursday afternoons just to talk and reflect on things. I had a reading that I was going to share with you today, but I think instead I'll just refer you to my Facebook page. It is a reading from White Eagle, who is one of the Hopi indigenous people. It's a little lengthy for reading here today, but it's certainly worth a look at any time you have a little spare time to read it. It's an important message, and sometimes the Native people have a wisdom that is it's pretty important and runs very deep and is relatable to all of us. So I'd refer you to that reading on my Facebook posts. Again, that's White Eagle from the Hopi Nation. What I do want to say today is that we're living in such an unusual time right now that I think sometimes we're not even aware of all the things that we're feeling. I think there's a collective grief that's going on that is underlying our lives every single day that maybe we're not conscious that we're feeling. There may be some fear that's underlying everything, fear of catching COVID-19, fear of losing loved ones, fear of lack of supply, anything like that, just to go along with our regular daily anxieties and the things that preoccupy us. I've noticed, especially on social media, which I backed away from for quite a while because there was just too much contention. There was too much opposing views that people could get really ugly with each other about. And so I avoided social media for quite a while. In this time of quarantine, stay at home, caution, of course, we're using social media more to reach out to each other, to communicate with each other. And for me, I rely upon it completely for communicating with my congregation and beyond. So I am back on social media more, and I do still see people arguing with each other on social media as if that's going to change something. And too many times it can become an echo chamber of our own beliefs. So I'm just going to invite us all as we post on Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're using for social media, that we all keep in mind how large our audience might be, from friends who share with friends who share with friends. Sometimes we respond in haste. Sometimes our collective grief and anxiety and fear that I just spoke about comes out in other ways than what it really is. So it comes out as anger against our systems, anger against other people, anger against people who believe differently than we do. One of the things that we might try doing is to reach out to someone that is a friend, that is an acquaintance, and to start a dialogue that has active and purposeful listening in it, so that we might better understand another person's point of view. It doesn't mean that we'll change our mind. It doesn't mean that we'll agree with them, but it opens the dialogue. It opens our minds. And the truth is, we don't have anything to lose by doing that. Hopefully, if we can engage in a dialogue, even if we agree to disagree, both of our minds will be a little more open. Both of our positions will be just a little bit softer. And we may have some illumination and understanding about others that we wouldn't have had otherwise. So if we're going to transform the world through this situation that we're in, and I think that's what we're being called to do, if we're being called to transform the world, then perhaps it would be good for us to practice kindness everywhere we are, especially on social media. And I'm not just ragging on social media. There are many opportunities for us to interact with other people and discover that we have something to learn, discover that we have compassion for others, whether we like them in the moment or not, we still maybe love them. To discover that underneath anger and the crystallization of our opinions is actually some understanding. There's actually something else going on that we can help each other out with. And it certainly doesn't hurt us to be kind to other people. That kindness will usually come back to us 1,000-fold. And we don't do it for that reward, but that reward seems to come. So I guess my lesson today might be, let's be kind to one another. Let's listen to each other with compassion and open minds, and be less concerned about trying to sway someone else to our way of thinking, and to just let each other be. That may be one of the big pieces in store for us as we transform the world, as we eventually emerge from this very strange time in which we're living, in which we get through the rest of this year with political elections coming up, and with there being big opportunities to voice our opinions. So let's try kindness. Let's try listening. Let's try expanding ourselves to envelop those that we might have disregarded or ignored, as we seek a time of peace and equality and justice and kindness with each other. So I guess that's the lesson from my heart today. It's one that I'm working on every day. It's one that, as I've practiced it, I've experienced tremendous satisfaction and more closeness with people that I really care about. So be kind. Wash your hands, wear a mask, keep your distance, love one another, take care of one another, know that I love you, and I will see you next week. Thank you, beloved. Bye.